Well, hello, hello, hello. Pink nails means it's me, Belinda. Welcome to Why Not Wednesday. Yes, I know it's confusing. It's normally Sarah from Funky Fossil, but I'm taking over for tonight. We have also been very active over on the group Crafting Together with All Brands, and Sarah has still got the code going as a discount. So CTWAB10 will give you a 10% off the store tonight. I forgot to ask her how long that was available for. So I'm just going to pop that on the screen. So CTWAB10, so Crafting Together with All Brands. That's where we get that funny set of letters from. 10 will give you 10%. So that is just a reminder to be able to use that when you check out. And I think it is till midnight tonight. That is what I remember. You are quite right, Teresa. That is what I have in my they're for watching Sarah, but sorry, no Sarah, it's Belinda. Too funny. Yes, it's me. And we have it's live until midnight. So Sarah is in the chat over in YouTube. So we have a giveaway for tonight, and that's what's on my desk. So this is my art journal. When I say mine, as in this is my personal one, as in I'm working in it, but this is also my design for Sarah. And Olga has one, Claire has one, and there is another one. And so the giveaway tonight is a set of Olga's rub-ons and one of my journals. So the code is live until midnight, not me. Yes, thank you for that clarification. Well, I could be live till midnight. You know, I have enough pages in this book to keep me going till midnight. I might, yeah. Don't challenge me on that. It can be done. Thank you, Amanda, for liking and sharing. We really appreciate that because, as you know, the craft industry in the UK is taking a lot of strain, and it's really, really appreciated by all of you who support all the different brands and like and share all the things that everybody is now doing on social media. So we really do appreciate that. I'm not giving my completed journal away. No, Peapods, I am not. Maybe it's nowhere near finished. I've only done that many pages, so no, not yet. So I will get started. So I have actually got a set that I have chopped into. It is always good to keep your rub-ons in their packaging. If you have torn the packaging, then by all means put them in Ziploc baggies. Olga did a reel recently where she even shows you actually sticking them to their backing so they don't come loose, because the joy of these rub-ons is also the sheer frustration in that they go down so easily. If you accidentally knock off, and in fact, here's a case in point, if you accidentally don't have the backing on and you lay them down on something else and you give them very little pressure, if any at all, they will come off, which is what happened to this one. I dropped it on the floor and my chair rolled over it before I realized. So I now have rather a pretty floor in a patch. So just always make sure that you keep your backing on. So Olga's little reel where she's actually taking some low tack tape and just taping these pieces together is a very good idea. I will be using this tonight, so I won't be doing that, but it is definitely, and if you leave them lying around on your desk exposed, the gluey stuff does tend to dry out. So then they don't work as well. So it's always good to keep them in a sealed baggie. So yes, I will be using those. I have magically, let's see if, I mean, the that gives it away a bit. But you know, everybody does these reels now where they go snip, 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 and then ta-da! Well, there we go. How's that for speedy cutting? Yes, Sarah is popping in. Our lovely Sarah Gray is in the house. She is switching between YouTube and Facebook to check in on everybody. So if you are in the group, so in other words, Fun with Funky Fossils, I cannot see your comments, but if you are in the Funky Fossil page, I can see your comments. So that is why I'm able to put a Facebook comment on here if you are on the page. So let me just go and actually find the Facebook page, and I can actually link it here for those of you who might be able to click on it. So let me just copy and paste that. I did actually put it in the post in the group. So this is the Funky Fossil page where I will be able to see your comments if you prefer Facebook. So, hello, Miss Sandra, on the other side from the storm, I hope. Talking of which, I just hope that all our USA friends in Florida are safe. I have a lot of USA friends that live on that side of the world. And in fact, in 3 months' time, I am going to be hopefully cruising out of Tampa. If Tampa's left standing, it's a bit of a worry. So yes, I have this that I will be working with tonight that I'm going to put in my Bermuda Triangle at the top of my desk. I'm going to start with some rub-ons because normally I start my pages with a spray stain of some description to get some color down on the page. And so tonight I'm going to do, if you've watched me do this page before, I'm going to actually start with the rub-ons because they're going to act as a resist. So this is what I did on Friday in Crafting Together with All Brands, and I always leave a page in between because then I glue them together. So that's what I have done here. So that one's already glued. I leave a page in between so I can glue them together because these books have a ridiculous number of pages, and really, especially if you glue things in like our Sarah does. Another trip that you haven't been invited on. Well, now, sorry, but you were invited to pay to be on it. You can, yes, cheeky chops. That's all Sarah for you. Oh, thanks, Dawn. I really had a lot of fun creating this. So it is available here on Funky Fossils YouTube and our Facebook page. So if you missed this demo, it is there. It's how I turned these that have, the lids. Normally they are little bottles with stoppers into vases. You got so excited you forgot to use a discount. Oh no, sorry, Carol Ann. I have been there and done that. Absolutely been there and done that. So right. Brushed corduroy distress spray. Ali got hers. Yes, I love that stuff. There's 2 of them that have more than one color in the bottle. So hello. Oh, it's Sue saying hello to everybody. And Karen has found her way onto Facebook, and I can now see your comments. Thank you. Yay. So what I'm going to do is break out all my rub-ons, and I have used a ridiculous number of these already, but I'm determined to try and see if I can not finish them tonight, because I won't. There's still too many in here. There are 4 sheets of designs in. Let's try not have my light shining on it. There are 4 sheets in the package, so there is a lot. If you look on my social media, you'll see that I used all of these ones on some test tubes. So the rub-ons will go onto plastic, they'll go onto glass, they'll go onto paper. They pretty much go down onto leather and just about anything. Olga's just done another reel showing how to use her arty ones on a handbag. And But when these are created, so if you look at this, you can see where there is white, okay, and there is no white. So to make the colors shine, Olga has put white, Olga or Sarah, I'm not sure who actually does that side of the thing, because I've never designed rub-ons. So the white will resist, much like these ones. And there is also perhaps some clear. So let's just play and have a look and see what is going to happen. So as I said, I want to use up what is left on this one. Okay, so Sarah is popping out now, but she will be back. Behave ourselves. Oh, now there's something. Right. The cat's away, people. Let's go. Shouldn't say that to us, Sarah. You know what we like. Okay, so I am going to intentionally just rub some of this one down, and I'm going to use a sucker stick. Oh yes, Caroline, the pastes are just delicious. So Sarah showed in her live last night on Crafting Together with All Brands, there are 3 new colors that arrived yesterday. They literally arrived yesterday in her grubby little paws. And so those she has loaded, and you'll be able to get them. So she's no longer doing them in the duo sets. She is doing them as singles. So you can pick and choose your color combos that you want to purchase, or if you've used one more than another, like we all have our favorites. The only one that comes in the 150ml pot is the clear glitter. Okay, let's just see how we're doing there. So I have got that, and because this one fell on the floor, it seems to be full of my cat's hair, but that doesn't seem to have bothered it. I'm just going to turn that around the corner. Now, I did not manage to get those bits. So I'm just going to line that up again and rub those bits down, possibly because the cat hair is there. Yes, you see, we have the Mr. Supervisors. Oh, yes, Mr. Supervisor can go and supervise somewhere else. Leave my rub-ons alone. Well, it's my fault for dropping them on the floor, not noticing. Okay, so, and it's that easy to fix your mistakes. Of course, this one is deliciously, it looks like it's been fish moth eaten. You know, old labels that on things, fish moths love the glue. And so I'm just for fun, I'm going to use what's left. That's where my chair rolled over it. So I'm just using that up. It looks really authentic now, actually. That accident made it a happy accident. So I'm going to use that anyway. Nicola, if your Stella paste remains slightly tacky, that is that a lot of them do that. That is because of the base, the glue that is gluing the glitter together. What you can do is use some, now of course I have it in front of me, but quite where in the backlog of goodies on my desk. Let me just do an archaeological dig. And I have a very old pot. I'm just trying to see if I can reach it. It is called microglaze. If you put microglaze over it, because I know I have, sorry, I digress, but it is something that's quite important, especially if you're going to put them opposite each other. No, not that one. Yeah, it's just another journal of mine. So let's just be patient and go through my pages. There we go. So I have got these where I have used the 2 stencils with the fish with the Stella paste, and I have put microglaze over the top just to stop it sticking, because that is just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. So yes, this is a very old jar. You can get it in another brand. I digress. Dog smaller than my cat. Well, that I can well believe. Yes. Fluent in that. Yes, quite fluent in that. So yes, rub-ons are very forgiving, Dawn. Very, very forgiving. And yes, well, cat hair, pet hair just sort of helps to yeah, so it just depends, I think, possibly on how you, I mean, those are quite hard, but if you are, if it's under pressure, like in a journal, under a pile, sometimes I have had it where it does stick. So, yes, well, mine sometimes my pink hair, so I am to blame for that. So yes, it is unfortunately one of the things that can happen. So now I'm looking for similar things. I've got that circle, I've got this moon. Here are the moons again, and I'm going to cut them out and pop them somewhere else on the page. And okay, let's have, I like this big circle thing, so I think we're going to use that and keep those signs of the zodiac. Aha, in microscopic. Even with my readers on, I don't think I'll be able to see that. I sometimes have to wear a 0.5 to be able to do very fine artwork. So let's see. The table of symbols. This is like that plant that's in her stamp. I think I'm going to go and play over here. So I'm going to chop these out. I'm looking for things that don't have a lot of color is my mission tonight. Let's not cut the corner of that one off if I can help it. And let's go down there. And let's zoom between these two. Popped over from Facebook because I'm not seeing comments there. Yes, Sarah, thank you. No. So I'm seeing on some, so like for example, Vanessa's on the Facebook page. So if you're on the Facebook page, then I can see the comments. If you're in the group, I can't see the comments. So that is a very good point. Yes, I do love the rub-ons. So I'm going to just lay them out before I take any of the backings off. I'm going to lay them out where I want them. So I'm going to repeat these on the opposite side. Oh, I'm getting like Sarah. She always likes to do a diagonal. That's Sarah Gray. That is not Sarah Seth. And I think let's have a piece of the zodiac and on one side and then on the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop that in half, and we'll have some on here, and we will have some maybe down there. And then this is also like the stamp, and I think we will overlap it up there like that. Okay, I like where this is going. This is going to repeat that, and I might overlap it there. So let's just start rubbing down. You were on the page but couldn't find the live in the group. Is it supposed to be there? Yes, it is supposed to be there. No, I'm not on TikTok. I am on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I don't do TikTok. I don't have time for that. I just need to focus. It's hard enough trying to do what I need to do and social media without having to learn something else. I just, yes, not my jam. I'll go down too many rabbit holes. In Funky Fossil Designs, yes. Let me just double check. I was on the Funky Fossil Designs page. Let me see. Close all the other windows that I have open. No, quite right. It's not live on the group. Let me check in StreamYard. Yes, it says I'm live. So I have no idea, Sarah. No idea at all. Perhaps there's something you have to click on. I give up. I'll just make pretty things. I would make TikTok explode. Why would I make TikTok explode? I don't really know what goes on TikTok. to be honest. So let's just see. Hopefully I've rubbed that one down enough. If not, you can just put it back down. Oh no, that one's coming off beautifully, nice and clean. No cat hair or dog hair involved. Now I just have to remember to actually take these off, because that has happened to me before, and that's upside down. Does that matter that it's upside down? No, but I think I'm now going to have to overlap it. It's coming in. Not that it matters. I have forgotten, when I'm working on a white surface like this, to take the white backing sheet off, and I very carefully rubbed it down onto the backing sheet-ish, because these are that good that if you rub hard enough, they'll actually stick to their own backing sheet. Don't do it, Belinda. Yes. Thankfully, I wasn't live on that one. I was just playing for myself. And people often ask why I like to work in an art journal. Well, it's just a nice place to play and experiment. And quite frankly, if you have an oopsie, well, then, you know, it's all how we learn and how things roll. People often ask me how I know what I know. Well, it's because I've been there, done that, tried this, tried that, didn't work, experimented, learned as I went. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Art is not perfect. Remember when we were kids, we didn't actually care. We just did it anyway. And I don't know what happens between being kids and playing and having fun and then becoming an adult and all serious and expecting perfection from everything we do. I think we're really hard on ourselves. It's a really nice place to just play. And quite frankly, if you don't like the pages, well, I already stick 2 pages together. So you'll notice I'm working with a blank in between. So quite frankly, if I don't like this one, well, then we'll just stick it together, you know? Nobody has to know about that. So now I'm overlapping these ones, just building up some layers and some textures. And then I'm going to put some color on. So the wooden stick comes with some of the rub-ons. Doesn't come with all of them. You can use absolutely anything. You can use your bone folder. You can use it's just a lolly stick, I think. Anything that's not going to really scratch the page or the surface and make indentations. You'll notice I'm trying to use the sort of flat side of it, or if I am using the pointy bit, it's kind of rounded, so it's not really digging holes into the page. So what I've got at the moment is I've got four spots of design going on, and that's quite a heavy circle up there. So I'm going to actually add this circle down here-ish. Oh, there I go. Oh, just what I said. You see, I've got this underneath, and I forgot to take it off. That was close. I just felt it. Belinda, do you ever cover up any of your beautiful pages? There have been times when I'm not happy with something, and yes, I have stuck the 2 pages together. It's, yeah, not everything is beautiful, I can assure you. There, certainly at the beginning, when I was still really in my experimental phase, there were things that I did not like how they turned out, and especially as a teacher, where I quite often take my journals with me for people to look through, and I'm quite happy for people to photograph them. I do not want them seeing certain pages that I'm personally not happy with. That's just my own personal thing. So let's see what I can do to join these 2 together, because I kind of want to link them. And so I think I'm going to, now I've lost my scissors and they were right in front of me. How is that even possible? Really? I was just using them. Oh, good grief. Okay, we have, oh, I put them away where they belong. Why would I look there? Why on earth? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take now the colors I'm going to be using. If you've come in a bit later, I have fussy cut the one that I did as a I did this as a reel, how I colored this with Tim Holtz's watercolor pencil crayons and water brush. So I think that is the color that I'm going to go with. And this moth looks particularly good color-wise with that. So, but I don't want the whole moth on one side of my book. So I'm going to do that. And yes, the Naughty Craft Room fairies, agreed. They are very active in the studio. I mean, who would think to actually look where the scissors belong? And I mean, I even put this lovely long pink ribbon on so that if I put something on top of them, which I do all the time, I can still find them. I do live in a Bermuda Triangle of my own creation. And let's just see how that's coming off. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. So we will now put this piece up there. So I'm really just playing, people. I am balancing things. I'm balancing my circles. I'm trying to have 3 groupings. So I've got 1, 2, and this one's almost 3 at this point. And I'm overlapping lots. And there we go. Now I'm going to, I want just a piece of this one. So I'm going to, I don't want it perfect. So I'm going to just, because it's full of squares and things, and I'm going to do that. Yes, Selena, I love these rub-ons as well. They really are Faberini. So let's get this off the edge like that. And that'll join that with that. So now that all looks like it belongs together. And then I'll be done with the rub-ons and I will get my colors out to spray. Oh dear. Yes, Helen, we all have that Bermuda Triangle. It really is overly effective in my studio. It's a tiny studio. It's 2 meters by 4 meters. So you'd think it's very difficult to lose anything. But honestly, I'm a professional Bermuda Triangle creator. So this is all that I have left. And I might still put some of these on top once I'm finished my page. This is literally all I have left of my 4 pages from this particular set. So I'm being a good crafter and I am packing them away. There we go. Slide them in. No, don't stick to the, yeah. Don't go there. Don't stick there. Okay. Now, if you talk, I'm a firm believer if you talk to everything nicely as well, they also listen. It's those craft fairies somebody was talking about earlier. Right. Tidy up and pack away. The push back in here. There's 2 that got away over there. Right. Now, I'm going to pick some sprays to go with these colors. I need to get my apron on. Not that you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just telling you. And I need my little spray booth, which lives under my desk. Whoops, that good thing to do that. So I have, this is a piece of box to protect my desk. And then what I do is I take some paper towel and protect the rest of my desk on either side so that I don't have overspray, because I can get rather, I don't know what the word is, overzealous, I guess, with my sprays. And then I have a sprayed computer screen, I have a sprayed everything. Right, so let's also get out the very fancy, I have this In fact, probably a good idea to take a few layers off at this point and start again. It's just roller towel that I keep for this particular purpose. And I have a water spray. And now I need to pick my colors. So I'm going with the blues as my focal point. And Sarah, yes, can't use them because she can't use these because she likes them too much. That's why you got to have more than one. See, I showed you earlier, I have a whole full set. Ta-da! At least you should, well, I used to buy things in threes, two to use and one to keep and stroke and like. So if I'm going to be using this as my focal point, I'm going to probably go with, I'll have some brown. And Olga's favorite color is purple, so let's go with some purple. I know that's a really odd combo, but my thinking is I'm going to put the brown at the bottom, sort of like a desk area, and then the purple at the top, because the purple and that should work quite nicely. So I've also got a ton of other stamps out that Olga has done over the years. Quite a few of them are sold out in the shop. So I thought I would just play with them along with her new ones, just to give those of you who have purchased them as inspiration. Paul saying, I'm always saving files on my computer and then can't find them again. Oh, yes, I think we've all done that. Yes, it seems really obvious at the time what you called it and where you put it. But then, yes, when you're looking for it again, can't be found. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly spritz to start with my paper, and you can actually see that on the screen. The lovely thing about these journals is they do take an incredible amount of liquid. You can see the page hasn't gone all horrible at all, and that has gone too high, but we will deal with that. And come on. Spritz, thank you. Right, now I need some more water over here. And you can see it's activating everything on that side, but I've only sprayed one side on purpose. And I'm going to pop that down. And what I forgot to do is put my cardboard in between because I'm so busy yakety-yakking. Oh, well, she says, oh, well. And then I use this as a press to squish and squash the pages together, and it has run onto all the other pages because, well, I was impatient. Okay, well, oh well, it's an art journal. Oh, now I've got a V going this way. Don't really want that, so I'm just going to squishy squashy. Then let's see if I can open it more straight. Still getting, oh, now it's starting to look like moths. Oh well, that's actually even more appropriate. So now I have a purpley brown color going. So I don't have the fresh purple of that, which is also fine, but I really like that combo. And I'm going to blow dry. So, yes, I have under my desk, for those of you who are wondering why Sarah Seth is talking about where the Cocoa Pops are, this is normally what I stick in between my pages, but I got over enthusiastic, as one does. See, I'm human. It's my biggest flaw. Question, what sort of paints are these? They are not paints. They are Tim Pulse Distress Oxide Sprays. And they're the ones, so you can use, this is oxide, and this one was also an oxide that I used. He does have normal distress, as in, no, that's also an oxide. Apparently I like oxides a lot. Oxide. Somewhere I have not oxides. I think they're in a box under my desk. Yep, these are all oxides. So he does have normal Yeah, they're all oxides on my desk. He does have normal distress spray stains, and they work just as well. But what I like about the oxides is it gives you the sort of whitish look. That is what I have used. And I have used them on purpose because I know that the glue that helps to stick the layer of the rub-on down will resist. There's a tiny little edge, as you can now see, all the way around everything, and that acts as a resist. So all I'm doing is just blotting any ink that might still be wet on the rub-ons. And what you do have to be careful of course, that is metal. So don't burn yourself if you've been drying like I just have been. Don't burn yourself. So the rub-ons now show up. I could have rubbed on top of the surface, but remember that your any ink that you've put down or any spray stains need to be bone dry before you put your rub-ons down. So I really like this, what I call resist effect. And I'm not going to pretend that I made this up myself. I learned it from Tim Holtz. So I give him all credit where credit is due. And thank you, Selena. I love oxides. Yeah, so the rub-ons will resist, and you're never quite sure quite how much they're going to resist. So if we have a look back at this page, I will grab that set of rub-ons out. So that is the set of rub-ons, and in fact that is that one there. There is quite a lot of white that goes between them. Let me just open the set up to show you. So there's always a slight halo of blue, so it doesn't, there is white behind the actual tubes of paint. So if you had to put this on top of the dark background that I have created today, those would shine up nice and bright. But because I put them down first, the glue that is in between all of them has resisted the color. Okay. Do they adhere well to oxide sprays with them being a chalky texture? Yes, they do. So what about if, let's grab one of these that has, well, what am I going to be adding to this? I was going to be putting, I've also got some of Olga's other rub-ons here that I was possibly going to add into the mix because I finished all her flowers from the other one. So I was thinking maybe of using some of these. These colors go rather well, so let's add some of those. If you are over in the Funky Fossil group and you are asking questions and I'm not answering you, it's because I can't see them on StreamYard. So if you have a question, please hop over to YouTube, and then I will be able to see your comments. So let's pop these ones down. Now you can see what I mean about earlier. I was struggling when I was working with the white page, forgetting to take the backing sheet off. So now I can take that off, and I think I will build across here. So let's add there. That feels really nice and dry. So let's add those on top and take all this away. What have I done with my stick? Probably, let's actually take all of this away. Oh, I really did make a mess of my book. Look at that. Just goes to show. Well, it's an art journal. Doesn't really matter. I seem to have put my stick somewhere safe for myself on this Bermuda triangle of a desk. Could they be with my scissors and the other things? Oh, I put it away. Good grief. Why would I look there? Same place as I look for my scissors. Okay, so now we're going to rub these down. I'm giving the same amount of pressure as I did earlier, just as a way to see how, because yes, if you've never worked with the oxides, they have a chalky residue that sits on top. So let's just see how this does. And look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Nothing left on there at all. So that answers that question. So there you go. Right. Now, I am going to have this down here. And what else? How am I doing for time? I have 20 minutes. Okay. 20 minutes. And let's get back in the middle of the screen. Oh, look at the mess I'm making of my desk. Let's just clean that, which means that needs a clean. Okie dokie. We all do spend an inordinate amount of time looking for things. You're quite right. So that now pops off really nicely. It's linking up with those two. Let's see what I have in the way of stamps. Right, I tucked all of those off to one side. So these are Olga's latest stamps. Okay, and you can see that this design is that design. She had some of the flowers that I put down there. This is the bottle that I have used over here. And my initial theme for this was going to be sort of love potion. And yes, the blue really does pop off the background. So now it's a bit isolated in its blueness. So I was also just going through Olga's. So I think these came out last October in time for Halloween. Olga's favorite time of the year is October and Halloween. And I thought I would use those two because I just like the little skull in that bottle and the little moon in there. And this one says mysterious and magical. So those were my two that I was going to use it there. He's got him. Is trying to get onto my lap, Teresa. Crafting is your workout, Vanessa, as I spend so much time looking for stuff. Yes, ridiculous amount of time we do spend looking for stuff. So I'm going to take these two off and pop them just in front of me. And then I'm going to take this mysterious off because I like those words, mysterious and magical. It kind of goes with the whole feeling of what's going on here. And then this says, a dream is a wish your heart makes. I like that too. So I'm going to get that out. I'm going to look for a couple of phrases to add on here. So just because these stamps are old doesn't mean I can't use them. So we all tend to go for our newest, latest, shiniest things and forget about the stuff that we have in our stash. And Moonlight Mischief. I don't know if what is this one? Midnight Minx. Perfectly frightful. No, I might use the Skelly Moon. This one I got out because I like those hands. So let's just undo that. Oh no, it's the wrong side. I wondered why it's sticky tape that down. It's just so I might actually also use the oh come on. Drive a person demented, those sticky things. Don't stick when you want them to. Look deep into nature and you will understand everything better. Quite like that as well. But I like these hands on here and I like the other things, because this moon shape goes with those shapes. The chain, we can have other things hanging off the chain. So my initial thing was to have these little bottles hanging off the chain. So this is kind of me just telling you how I think as I plan and I execute a page. So I might have those hands coming down from somewhere. I won't ink the whole thing. So let's do that now. I really like the way those hands intertwine, especially if I'm going to have the love potion on the page. So let's just plop that onto one of those. And I'm going to use some black. So I'm just going to ink that up. I like to ink on a solid surface. Right, so we have that. And now I'm going to just grab some of my paper towel and take away any excess. I went a little bit too far. I want to kind of fade that out. So I'm just lightly fading the ink there. And I'm going to stamp the hands coming down from here. There. And I'm going to do CPR because I can't remember what's on the other side. Yes, I do. I kind of try and talk out loud so that you can kind of understand my thought process. You cut the top bits off packaging and just slide the stamps and dies in. Yes, that's a very good idea. But I do rather like to have them. There we go. So that fades into there. I do like that. And then I wonder if I just want to test a theory. So would it look like this person's holding the bottle if I put it? No, that's not going to work. Yeah, maybe if I'd done it, yes, that could work. Okay, let's have a person holding. Let's have these hands coming in from over here. And then it can look like they're holding the bottle. I like that idea. Okay, let's do that. Right, and we're going to bring it in. Where do I need the bottle to sit? There. So we're going to bring it in from there. This side of the book is nice and stable, so I don't have to do CPR on that side. There we go. And so now that will look like the hand is holding the bottle. It's a ridiculously small hand for a big bottle, but you know what? This is a made-up thing. So what does that matter? My stamps look loved rather than clean. Oh, I have discovered that using VersaFine Clear, if I clean them with alcohol, they come back nice and shiny and clean. A lot of mine, you will see in a minute. I'm not doing a good job of that. Let's just do that properly. A lot of mine are also well loved, and I don't have anything that really. I need to get the Ranger cleaning stuff, because look at that one. The Ranger ink, permanent ink, has discolored the stamp. So, right, so I have that. Now I want to get this love potion going. And I have decided that it should go on that side. And so it's going to go somewhere up here. And I am going to stamp in, just looking at my colors behind me here, I'm going to stamp in the gray because I don't want the black to be quite, I don't want it to be quite as harsh as black. I want it in the background, so I am choosing Morning Mist. And I'm going to overstamp up here. So I'm just wanting that as a layer in the background over there. I use baby wipes to clean most things. Yes, I do that as well. I do use baby wipes, and Nicola uses Avon Skin So Soft. It's a fab stamp cleaner. Ah, thank you. We should have a tips and tricks page in our Facebook group where we can post things like that. Okay, let's do some CVR. Usual story. If it doesn't print properly, well, then it doesn't print properly. But look at that. Perfect. So what I am going to do is, this is a damp, because I used it to clean my desk earlier. I'm going to just blot off what isn't. I don't want it all sticking to where the rub-ons are. So I want it to look like it's kind of behind these ones, in front of these ones. There we go. And right, I like that. Now I need to balance it with something down here. So what about, don't want to repeat that. Let's have some of the other bottles. So I'm going to carry on playing at the top, because what I wanted to do is have some of these hanging. So I've got that one, and then I'll have maybe that one up there. So I want them hanging from that chain. And I'm going to do them, I want them in the front, so I'm going to do them in black. Okay, so I have my Nocturne over here, and I'm going to do this one in black. Hand cleanser on a microfiber cloth. Yes, it has, hand cleanser has a lot of alcohol in too. So I just use 99% isopropyl alcohol. Some cobwebs. I actually don't have cobwebs. You're quite right. Cobwebs would do really well. So you see, let's just do a case in point. So here is my alcohol spray that isn't 76. This is my old Stamperia bottle that I've just kept using. And so I've just popped that on, and look, perfectly clean. And that was black. So if I do remember to clean them straight away, then I have nice clean stamps, but I don't always. So let's pop that one down and ink this one up. And I had this one further down. Is there a funky fossil cobweb stamp? I think there's a similar stencil. Can't think of a stamp. I don't think there is a stamp. I might be wrong. I know that somewhere along the line you're probably right that there is a stencil. I might as well just clean this straight away with what's... No, you see, I need to spread. So let's just spread. And I'm going to go over time. I can just see. So sorry, people, if you were in for the hour, I think it's going to run a bit over time. Now I need, off here, there is just a chain. And I'm going to just pop that on there. Blink. And that was silly, because now I need it closer to the edge. For this one, to hang from there. And I think I can use, yep, that was better planning. So now I can have that one hanging from there. And now I need a third thingy majiggy. And there is a moon over here that I spotted earlier, so I think I will have that. There's a skull, but I think this moon will go better how about we have the moon hanging the other way from that moon? And this is going to sit there. So, yep, I like that. To read your list is growing. There is a stencil. Brian says there is a stencil. Thank you, Brian. Don't forget, those of you who have been participating, there are 2 lovely prizes up for grabs. It's the same prize, just times 2. Let me just double check myself before I say that. Let me just find my mouse and check my message from Sarah. Ali can correct me, but swing, go back to this morning's messages. 2. So there's a giveaway, 2 of your journals and a set of alchemy rub-ons with each. Yes, so I was right. My memory has not gone completely from my head. So Ali has found the stencil. Yay, thank you, Ali. So she has put the link in for you guys. And now that I'm finished doing my social media thing, let me pull that off. And I did not. I'll just grab a marker and just pretend, because that is a bigger thing. So I will just draw some links to that one. And then let's have some links going up there just because we can. Why not? Right. So now at the moment this is standing out ridiculously strong. Let's have some words in. So I'm going to stamp in turquoise and see what happens. Teamwork, guys. Thanks, Brian and Ali, for telling Teresa where to find the stencil. I'm going to say mysterious and magical up here in the turquoise to link to my bottle, and let's just see what happens. Yes, that works. That links. Okay, so now we need some turquoise elsewhere, and I have these other words that I'm going to use. And this one is warm breeze. You can see I've actually written on the backs of my things because I land up with them on my desk like that. I also have put colors all the way around the side so that when they are stacked, I can see which one I am grabbing. So I'm now going to balance this down here and around about there. Runs to Belinda's kitchen. Hello, Sophie. Eats all the biscuits and cakes. Well, there's none left because you ate them last week. And I must just tell you, Sophie, I can't eat biscuits and cakes, so there's never any in my house. Yes, sad story. Right, let's see. Now I need to start. So I've got 2 lots of words. I quite like that as well. Okay, thanks, Mom. I've got Mom in the room next to me here. I've gone off the screen. This is what happens, you see. You get so involved in what you're doing, they forget to actually check whether you found some pizza. Must be my husband's pizza then. Definitely Pepper's sister from Yes. Can't have sugar. Can't have all the yummy things. But there's lots that I can still have, so it's fine. It's all fine. Now, where am I going to put this one? Maybe we'll just sneak it in there. Sometimes it's not about actually reading all the words, although they probably are quite legible. I will just sneak that one in there. Well, thanks, Nicola. Yes, it is really a process, and it's really just there were a couple of, when I say rules, as in I like to repeat things 3 times. So I put my rub-ons down in 3 places. Now I've been looking for 3 places to put my words in the same color, because it's called a visual triangle. So it doesn't have to be an equilateral one. That's quite a long and pointy one. That one is, yeah, I don't know where you'd find the middle of that one. Then I've got 3 dangly things. That I've got just 1. I've got those in 3s. I've got those colors running together from the rub-ons. So I am thinking of putting some of these rub-ons on something else. But in what I am now wanting to do is starting to bring a little bit more depth into this, as in a little bit of color onto what I have got going here. So thank you, Ali, for the link for the rub-ons. Journaling, Selena's also saying she's never journaled. It's really such fun. And as I was saying, if you missed it earlier, if you don't like the page, just glue it together. And quite frankly, yes, I am a teacher and I'm a designer and I do it for lives, but you can plan a journal. It's not something that you're ever going to give someone. It's not like a card. It's not like a, what else would you give somebody? A canvas, a 3D project. It's for you. It's a place to play and really just experiment. And Ali is reminding me that there is a 10% discount available until midnight UK time over on the Funky Fossil website. And there are 3 new Stella pastes in for those of you who were looking for the Stella paste. And the code is CTWAB for crafting together with all brands, because that's where Sarah was last night. And she has, so it's CTWAB 10, which will give you a 10% discount. And I think in the back here are my blues. Yes, I've put all my pencils in this thing. So I want my turquoises out of here. And let's see if I can get some turquoise color onto where my rub-ons have resisted. So that is working really nicely. Happy with that. It's linking up this color in the moth. So I'm just going to add some color. These are the distressed watercolor pencil crayons. You can use them just as normal pencil crayons. I'm not going to be adding water to this. And let's bring some of that in there. I'm not covering all the white. I'm going to link some down here. And over there. And some over here. So what I'm looking to do is just bring some color into some of the stark white, because I put this down on top of white paper. So if I put this down on top of color, of course, it would have left the color as the resist. Let's bring some down here. Enough of that color. Let's go for, I probably, if I know me, used Uncharted Mariner. Let's just see, is that what I used on here? Quite possibly. Okay, let's bring some of that in. So we've got some nice darker blues happening. It also mimics the moth a little bit. So I really do like using these pencils. I bought one set at the beginning just to test them out, and 2 reasons why I like them. They work particularly well on just about anything. And secondly, they match all of the rest of the distress line, which I really like, because I quite often combine the distress colors from the inks to the sprays to, yeah. just about everything. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to just shadow underneath this hand with a bit of blue to give a bit of a base coming in from the side. And so something I always do, if you haven't been in one of my lives before, I like to have my light coming from the right. It rhymes, so it's easy to remember. And then my shadows will always be on the left. So light from the right. So when I colored this, I had the light from the right. So whatever, and I did this as a reel to show how easy it is to color. And I did use these with a water brush. And so now that I've cut it out and added it to my page, the light is coming from the same side. So we're going to have this hand coming in from there, and it's going to be holding that. So, okay, that works. Now let's add some color on this side of this bottle. And let's add a shadow on this bottle. And let's grab out some more of that turquoise I was using. So Selena, you don't even have to start in a journal book. Just play on some paper. It doesn't have to be, there are no rules. It is just something fun for you to play and experiment with. The paper, I must tell you, is fairly important, as in, and I'm going to grab my white for this one. This paper that's in this journal is, as you saw earlier, it's very forgiving color, for saturation wise and so on. It takes inks really, really well. So you do have to sort of test and experiment. You might find that I certainly know not all papers are created equal. When I used to teach classes in South Africa, I used to provide the journals and I would buy them at the same place. And every now and again, we had a batch of I'd buy 20 at a time for a class. I'd literally go and take 20 off the shelf. And I would find that sometimes the 2 or 3 of them obviously had been put together with different papers, and therefore they didn't work the same when it comes to doing the technique cut in the background where I would spray and blot. They would just be so porous, they would suck up all the color and wouldn't actually release. It's not the end of the world. You just land up spraying both pages, but that particular technique didn't work with that particular paper. So you just have to experiment. It all depends on what it is that you like to do. So if you're a card maker, then it's pretty much just a different card surface. You're just not giving it to somebody. I'm just building the shadows behind this arm over here so that it pops out. And I know I only have 2 arms, which is a bit disturbing, as in, well, most people have 2 arms, so that sounds really odd. But I like things in 3s. So where am I going to stick another set of hands? She says, thinking out loud. Ish. Help. Why is Helen saying help? Scary. Not many days left for all the Christmas crafting. Scarily asked how many days till Christmas. You don't want to know. 77. You think you need a journal that you can try that spray and blot inking in. Mine is okay for sticking things, not so good for getting wet. So these journals, well, you might be lucky enough to be the winner tonight, because 2 of these journals are up for grabs along with a set of rub-ons. In which case you won't need to buy one, or head on over and buy one. There's 4 different covers. So mine is the splattered paint one. Olga's has a moth on it. Claire's has funky colors. Yes, the hands could hold a skull. Good point, Sarah Seth. And if you use the crafting together with all brands, so CTWAB10, you will get a 10% discount off your book. So it's perfect, and that's only until midnight tonight. Perfect chance to get one of these, because it doesn't matter which book you get, the paper is all the same. So I am going to bring some shadowing. I know it's killing some of the wording, but I'm bringing some shadowing underneath this. And Christmas is coming too soon. Yes, don't say the word. And could hold the skull. Yes, there is a skull on here. Trying to see. There's no hand on there. Is it just a skull? Scaling moon. And we've got lots of moons going on. Okay, so let's see how. Trying to see how I can bring them in somewhere else. Yes, good luck to those who don't have journal on tonight's giveaway. Yes. So I've got hands coming down, hands coming in. Maybe I need a hand. Maybe I should just sneak a hand in this corner, like so. That works. Then I know it's there. It's not really obvious. Yes, I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to be able to. Oh, they're all sticking to my block. I'm not going to actually be able to put it on a block, I don't think, over there. Oh, let's see. I had it like that. Like that. Yes, Ali has put the link into the chat for she's put mine, she's put Olga's for you to be able to buy. And don't forget to use, as somebody forgot earlier, to use the code crafting together with all brands 10. So CTWAB10. Okay. Right. We snuck some hands in. Okay, now I just need to glue this down. Oh my word, we are 12 minutes over. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Don't tell the boss. She's not here. She's gone walkabout. She said we had to be good. And I've just gone 12 minutes over time. My bad. Okay, so the hand is holding that, like that. Zinsky, your shading looks amazing. Takes it from 2D to 3D. Thank you, Paul. It is lots of fun. It makes things pop out of things. I mean, I'm very tempted to put shadows behind there, but they're hanging, so they shouldn't have. So what I do want to do is lighten the inside of this one, because it's probably some sort of label and sign. So it would have some lightness and solidity. Is that a word? Solidification. No. Solidness. Solidity? Don't mind me as I try in English. You wouldn't think that English is my first language. Ich kann Deutsch sprechen. Should I do a class in German? It was quite funny when I was teaching in Australia. I landed up speaking German, telling a lady by accident to cut something out in German, and only when I looked at her face I realized, oops, I don't think I spoke English there. Let's put some color on the side over here, knock it back behind those things. Right. There we go. That makes that look more like a label. Kind of balances that volume over there. Then my usual thing, I like to darken all my edges. Let's do the push back and clear, shall we? You know, push back, push back, push back and clear. I like to darken all my edges with a bit of black because I can see where it hasn't really taken the ink over there from my splat. Oh, thanks, Amanda. First time watching me. I'm one of the designers for Sarah and Funky Fossils, so that's why I have the privilege of being live tonight instead of Sarah. Normally it is our leader, intrepid, brave lady, who does the lives, but every now and again I give her a bit of a break and take over. And I really do enjoy doing lives and teaching. I really am passionate about it. And so what I like to do at the end like this is just frame the page with the darker color. Because especially like there, it's still all white on that edge. So it just is a good way to frame the page and finish it off. So there we go. One last thing that I can do, and I'm kind of hesitant, is to splatter some water on here and just lift, because I'm feeling like this is all very solid. And so I'm going to just, what I'm doing is spritzing my hand off away from my thing, and I'm gonna splat it like so. And what that's going to do is it's going to just lift the color where the water is. I'm not someone to do white splats, as in white paint. I guess I could, but I then find everything is splattered. At least if I splatter everything with water, it doesn't actually matter. So what I'm going to do now is I've given it a chance to actually dry. Now I'm going to lift the ink. There we go. It's a lot softer than the white, but it just gives everything slightly more interest. And I'm going to call that done. So thanks, Caroline. I'm glad you enjoyed that tonight. And Jane. And now I am dyslexic, so there's Rhiannon Richards. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, I think the splatters kind of just makes it a little bit more interesting. It kind of links up these splatters that are going on there. Yes, so this is rather bold and focal, but I have linked it up with the colors that I added in these three places, and I think I'm going to call that done. So thanks for coming to join us, and I need Ali to, Ali, can you put the two winners in the chat, please, before we go? And then the two winners need to get hold of Sarah Gray, on Funky Fossil, to contact Sarah with your address so she can send you your yummy prize, which is one of these books and one of these sets of rub-ons. Thank you, Sophie. Has your prize arrived yet? Because you won the other day. It's a pleasure, Helen. It's a pleasure, Karen. Pleasure, Julie. Pleasure, Dawn. So, Ali, I'm not seeing you in the chat. You've picked two winners, Vanessa Mackenzie on Facebook and Michelle Kurzeboom on YouTube. Yay! So, Vanessa and Michelle, can you please contact Sarah? Thank you, Ali, for doing that. Ali is our admin. She is our lady that glues everything together behind the scenes. We really appreciate you, Ali, and everything that you do. So congratulations to the winner. There you go. Vanessa says, oh, thank you. Yay. So if you don't have one of these journals, head on, and you really want one, head on over tonight and use that code. I'm going to say it out loud, what it stands for: Crafting Together with All Brands 10. So CTWAB 10. And you can get one of these for 10% off. Okay. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Bye for now.